Hello people, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing a full showcase of JermsyBoy's vanilla edits for Minecraft Java 1.16.5. This is a texture pack that I really like personally. In fact, we'll have a look at it right now. Here it is here. So it's JermsyBoy's vanilla edits for 1.16.5. It says 1.16.1 there, but it works across all boards, and I'll leave a link to it in the description. And basically, this pack adds a few changes. Well, I say a few, it goes on for quite a while, but it adds quite a lot of changes to the game, and adds in a few new textures to the game, and also adds in a lot of overlays. So the overlays basically are textures overlapping each other when they're next to each other. We'll have a look at a few examples later on, but if you want the full experience for this pack, I do recommend downloading Optifine, as Optifine is what actually makes these textures overlap each other. I'll also leave a link to Optifine as well if you want to go ahead and download that, but I'm sure if you're playing Java you probably already have Optifine, since it's used by so many people. But yeah, that's about a big part of what this pack does. So without further ado, let's get on to immediately what this pack has to offer. So straight away here, looking at wood types, you can probably notice already quite a few differences here. Starting off, we have this, not new, but it's probably one you've never seen before, and it's called the coarse dirt slab, but it's actually the petrified oak slab. So the petrified oak slab is a item that's not obtainable in default vanilla survival, but you can get it in creative. And it's basically it's the same behaviour as a normal oak plank, except it's mined with a pickaxe and it doesn't catch fire. But in this texture pack, it's been retextured to a coarse dirt slab, so you can make some really nice pathways with this. Having the coarse dirt next to the slabs like this just makes for some really nice natural looking pathways that you can go up to. So yeah, that's what that is. Down here we have the oak stuff, so we have the oak log, oak planks, and these are actually vertical slabs. So these are two oak slabs put together, and it makes this vertical plank look here, which looks really nice actually. Quite a nice, interesting block for building. Here we have the sideways oak log, so you can see that they've actually changed it from square to a ring shaped, which looks a lot better in my opinion. Buttons are now a lot bigger. Their hitboxes aren't bigger, but the texture is a lot bigger. I think it looks quite nice. And here's the stripped variant as well up here. And also over here we have the fences, which has been given more of a stripped look actually. You can see here there's not really much in the way of a planky sort of look to it. It's more stripped. And then also here we have the door, which is relatively similar to what vanilla's like. But moving on from that, we have spruce, so very much the same idea, except this trapdoor is a little bit different from the other ones. Again, we have the nice little fences over here. We also have birch here, which, as you can see, there are variants. We do have variants of the logs. So 3 different variants here, and a couple of different variants here as well. So the blocks will change depending on how many you place. So that is another nice feature. Again, we have the door, fences and things like that. Moving on to dark oak, a really nice door here actually. It looks very medieval looking, something you'd see in a castle perhaps. And again, very much the same idea with the vertical slabs. Here again we have jungle, so very nice looking, again with the fences and doors and the vertical planks, and acacia over here as well, finally. So yeah, that's all your wood types in this pack. Looking very nice. I've not included the Nether update ones because they haven't actually changed them at all. They are still vanilla. Moving on, we have stone types. So we do have, again, variants. So you can see this stone brick here, this is stone brick, has a crack down the sides here, and also this area here is a bit shaded, whereas on the next block it's not shaded. So yeah, I think it's 3 or 4 different variants of stone bricks. Same with the stone down here. You can see there are little differences within each block, so that's a really nice detail. And also we have granite, which is very similar. And here is the polished granite, which has changed from a cubic looking block with a border around it, which did not look very nice, to a same texture as stone bricks, which I think looks so much better. And same here up here with diorite, which has been given a more cobblestone looking texture, which is most welcome. And again here we have the polished diorite bricks have been changed to stone brick texture, again with more variants you can see here and there. You will need Optifine for the variants, note that as well. And finally andesite up here with again andesite, polished andesite, which looks very similar to stone brick. And along here we can see a really good representation actually of the overlays. Oops, that was a mistake. The overlays, which are one of the main features that I really like about this pack. So we can see here with the stone and stone bricks, they interlock and they make these almost like stair looking textures on the sides of the block, which I think just looks so much better than your cubes of individual cubes of stone and stone brick. It just does not look very nice. So this is really good for detailing if you're getting in about texturing and building. So you will need Optifine for this as well. And here we go, here we have the stairs and slabs, and over here again we have the granite and polished granite interlocking with each other. Just looks super nice. And obviously the stone brick texture carries on onto the polished granite stairs and slabs. Again with diorite, the same thing going on here, and of course with andesite as well, lots of variants going on. So yeah, it does look a lot better, I think. Moving on from that, we have gravel, which has been given a whole new texture, completely different from its original. And we can see here again, it has got multiple variants. So we can see one here, this one here has got more stones than this one. This one here has some what looks like moss in the middle of it. And yeah, again, just looks really nice, a lot nicer looking than vanilla gravel, and actually looks more like real gravel. So yeah, very nice. And also here we go, we have the grass textures. Now this pack does offer a better grass. It's got better, well no, Optifine has better grass with it, so if you want to turn on better grass, this is what you'll get with this pack enabled. Instead of just the grass texture literally copy and paste on the other side, JermsyBoy's edits actually makes it look like the grass is draping over the sides, which looks so much better. And this has been given a slightly different texture, a slightly different colour to vanilla. Again, down here we can see this is the gravel interlocking with the grass, another great example of the overlays. So we can see here the grass is folding over onto the gravel here, which makes it look a lot more natural. Great for pathing if you're into that sort of thing with building. And again, similarly, we have all these saplings here, and they do look like proper saplings, mini versions of their larger counterparts. So here we have the dark oak, we have the oak, we have spruce, birch, this is jungle I believe, yeah, and this is acacia here. And we can see that all of their colours, leaves represent onto the larger leaves here. So this pack, another thing this pack does is adds in this better foliage, which is basically bushier leaves. Now you can get this better foliage separately, but it does come with this pack, JermsyBoy's Vanilla Edits. Basically just makes the leaves look a lot more natural, so much bushier, and really good for custom trees. So here we have dark oak, we have oak, spruce, birch is a yellowy colour, which I think looks quite nice, jungle, and this is acacia here, which is slightly lighter green. So all very nice. Moving on to cobblestone, you can probably immediately tell that this block has a lot of different variants. It just looks so much more natural than just the same block pasted, copy and pasted all across. We have variants. We have a variant here. We have another variant here. We have bigger variants here with larger cobblestones. Sorry, and we also have other variants across the board here. So yes, very nice looking stuff. And again, this is the cobblestone interlocked with the stone bricks. And yeah, it just looks amazing. I think it looks really good. I really like these overlays. So again, something you can only get with Optifine, just to make that clear. Here we have the ores. Again, these have lots of different variants. We can see with the redstone, the lapis, the coal. You can see different variants here with the lapis, the coal, and the iron. Diamond has its own variants as well, so does emerald and gold. So yeah, everything looks super nice. Over here we have bricks, which I think look amazing. You can see here some of the bricks are darker than the others, and these are of course due to the variants, and these are spread out throughout the entire section. And I think these bricks just look so much nicer than the default Minecraft ones. They look much less just rectangular and more like actual bricks, with little bit chips coming off the side, and the cement kind of overfolds onto the bricks. So yeah, very nice. So here we go, we have stairs, slabs, walls, and the connected walls here. Very nice looking stuff. Here we have, this is actually a feature of Optifine, but I think I've put the glass here anyway. It removes the borders, so this is something Optifine does, but this is the glass texture for JermsyBoy's, which is a little bit less cluttered for these stripes here. And we also have many different variants of glass blocks, which are really good for if you're designing a church and you want stained glass windows. This is perfect for you. So here we have, this is all the different types of glass, which just looks so much better than vanilla. I think my favourite is probably this one here. It's like the arched windows, looks really, really, really good. And also this one along here, and the panes are very similar, but I didn't bother including them just because they look very similar. On from that, we have Sandstone. Now, Sandstone has indeed been given a completely new texture. As you can see here, the stones are a lot bigger, and again we have multiple variants going on here, as well as with the stairs down here. This is normal sand here, which is slightly darker and is a wee bit more detailed than vanilla. It's also removed the grey grains that it has. And over here we have the smooth sandstone, which I think looks really, really good, which is basically retextured stone, smooth stone. And it just looks very, very clean and natural. And again, we have here the smooth sandstone stairs, slabs, and connected walls. On from that, we are moving on to red sandstone, or red sand and red sandstone, which is a very similar texture, just a lot, well, redder. The thing with the red sandstone is this texture is different. You can see the stones are a lot smaller actually, and more cluttered together than on the other one. And of course down here we have the stairs as well. Similar design with the smooth red sandstone. Moving on with the stairs, slabs and walls. So yeah, I very much like the sandstone collection that we have in this pack. And onto these blocks here. So these are the ore blocks and a couple of other things as well that I put in. These have changed a little bit. So here we have emerald, redstone, lapis, gold. I think this is, no, that's iron. So you can see iron is a blacker texture, which I think actually looks quite good. Personally, diamond, honey, slime, and also coal. Netherite hasn't changed, so I didn't bother putting that in. Onto mossy cobblestone, which is really, 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 really good. Looks so much more natural with the variants of the blocks. Make it look like the moss isn't just consistent throughout. It is spreading slightly larger in different areas, and I think it just looks so much better than vanilla for the mossy cobblestone here. Similarly with the mossy cobblestone bricks, we have a very similar situation with all the variants. Just looks so much more natural. And of course over here with the vines, you can see they actually are like half blocks. So if they're one block, they can have variants. So sometimes the variant will be it's a full block of vine, and sometimes it'll be a half block of vine, which just adds a lot more detail to the vines here. And again, they are slightly retextured as well. And again, this is a good example of, if I come around here, actually the mossy stone cobblestone and the mossy stone bricks interlocking with each other with the overlays. So yeah, all very nice stuff with the overlays. This mod pack does use them a lot. Not mod pack, sorry, texture pack. Over here we actually have entirely custom models for animals. So animals have multiple different variants that they can spawn in. It's completely random. So here we have chickens, which I think I've got in them all here. I think it removes the default one. I'm not sure because I didn't get one when I was spawning them, but we have a brown one, we have a black one, we have a kind of lighty brown beigey coloured, and we have a more orangey coloured chicken as well, which I think just looks a lot better than having the same chicken throughout. Over here, very similar with pigs and cows. Cows have 3 variants, I believe. No, 4, sorry. So we do have, this time we do have the vanilla default cow. We have a black cow, or a slightly browner cow even. There we go, here's the black cow here, and we also have a white cow. So yeah, just so much more variation with the mobs here. And the same with the pigs. So we have 2 similar to normal. So we have the default pig, we have a one with mud speckled across them, and we have a browner blacker pig here as well. On from passive mobs to hostile mobs. There are actually a completely new creeper skin here, as we can see, which is darker and looks a lot more smooth, I think. And here we have the zombie as well, which I think has changed to have ripped clothes, which I think looks quite nice. And we also have the other zombie texture here, which is I think that's the female counterpart, so the Alex counterpart. Yes, it is. So this is the female zombie, which is another variant, which is just randomly spawning. So yeah, all these mobs looking very good with the variants. Again, you will need Optifine for the variants. On from the mobs, we have armor stands and items. So here is the default armor stand with nothing on it. The head has been replaced with a hay bale, which I think looks quite nice little detail. And over here we have different leather armor. So this leather armor is completely different from the vanilla, and we can see it's just a lot more detailed and looks nicer than normal. And we have iron armor, which has been given more of a knight's kind of armor texture to it, so we can see the helmet folds round instead of just stopping. And I think the leggings have also received a update. onto some weapons and some tools. So wood and stone have changed completely, as you can see. Wooden tools look a lot more primitive. You can see parts of the stick looks a lot more like it has been assembled quite ramshackle. So we have the stick texture carrying on from the shovel, the pickaxe, the axe and the hoe, with the what looks like fibre or string kind of binding it together. And similarly with the stone down here, although a little bit more established in the wood, we have the sword, shovel, pickaxe, axe and hoe, with the fibre around the handle for a bit of extra grip. And then over here we have the Totem of Undying, which has been given little angel wings, which I think is quite funny. And also another thing this pack adds is ascending books. So these are enchanted books. This is sharpness, I believe. So you can tell what book you're going to be getting by the texture of it. So if it's the lowest it can be, it will be a very basic looking design. And then it will slowly ascend. So this is sharpness 1, sharpness 2, sharpness 3, sharpness 4, and sharpness 5 up until it looks a lot more grand. And this actually does carry on for the entire... so you can see here, all the ones, they look a lot more detailed. And they do ascend in texture, essentially. The higher the level of the enchantment, the more detailed the book will look, essentially. So yeah, it's very interesting stuff. I like this this feature here with the books. On from books, we have bookshelves, and these are the new bookshelves, which have a slightly darker texture on the wood. And also you can see we have variants with the books here, so some books have books missing or books falling over. This one has a book missing down here, this one has a book missing up there, and then this one is a full bookshelf. So yeah, I love the variants, they're so good. They make for so much more detailed looking builds. Over here actually, these are, believe it or not, these are plant pots. So if I just grab these like that, these are red and brown mushrooms in pots. So I believe if you, if you put a red mushroom in a flower pot, it's going to turn it into a quill, which I think just looks super cool. I really, really like this detail. And then similarly, if you put a brown mushroom into a pot, it's going to give you sort of like a tankard or a little bucket, which looks really, really nice. And we also have, these are sea pickles. So sea pickles have been retextured to candles when they are out of water. Note that if you put them in water, they will still stay as normal sea pickles. But you can place them in groups of 4, obviously, 3, 2, and 1, and they do look very nice. So you can decorate your medieval builds with these until we get candles with 1.17. Moving on to some flowers here, we have retextured dandelions, red poppies, blue orchids, lavenders, which are actually alliums, and also the azure bluette here. So some nice little different flower designs, because I think the default dandelions and default roses just look a bit boring. So it's nice to see that they've been placed in larger grips for this texture. Over here we have the, hold on, there we go. We have the new torch texture, which is very similar, but instead with an iron kind of brand around the middle of it, giving it that little bit more realism and detail. And then over here, these are actually note blocks, which have been retextured to crates, again with variation. So you can see this one has a cross on it, this one only has the one line going across, and around here as well. And also hay bales, they've removed the red band and replaced it with a lighter brown to help it fit more, which I think looks quite nice. Chests, they look a lot lighter. Also the interface has been changed, so when you open a chest, it's going to display it as a beige coloured UI, which I think is a nice detail. Here's the double chest again, very similar. And here we go, here we have the crafting stations, some of them which have changed. So the crafting table has definitely changed. It's got a lighter mat across the top, and it looks like almost like a drawer actually on the sides here, which I really quite like. That's on both sides. We have the furnace, which I think is the same actually, I'm not too sure. I think they changed the cobblestone on the top a little bit. And the stone grinder, or the stone cutter, my bad, is a different texture as well as the smoker has been given a brick-like texture. So yeah, all very nice. Here's the iron bars, so yeah, completely different texture. Like we saw with the iron blocks over there, it is a black texture, and I think goes really well with if you're going to build a portcullis. This is the perfect texture you can have for it. Which I think looks a lot better than the normal ones, as I said. Here we have barrels. So barrels are interesting. So when you place them on their sides, they will look normal like this. but when you place them facing up, they will have a chance to spawn a different variant. So here we have the default one, but here we have a barrel full of what looks like tomatoes. Here we have one full of wheat, and here we have one full of fish. So I love this a lot. If you're decorating harbours or whatever, you can make it look like they're exporting goods. So exporting fish or hay or tomatoes. Just looks really. I just really like that detail. That's again with the variants as well. So yeah, this pack definitely revolves around the variants quite a lot. Another thing this pack does is it changes yellow beds and brown beds to different textures. So this is the brown bed here. I don't really know what this is meant to look like. Maybe like you could turn it into a bench, certainly. And then this straw bed here would be perfect for decorating a prison cell, for example. Moving on to paintings. So this pack has changed every single painting, as you can see. And I think that Minecraft needs more painting variants. Just because we've had them for the same ones for so long. And they're not really all too exciting, to be honest. So here we have the 1x1 paintings. So we have this one here, and this one here, and this one here, which looks like a wave or a beach with a sunset in the background. This one here, and also a couple of others, a few others here. Yeah, really nice. Different from the vanilla looking ones. So it's nice to see that they have changed all of the paintings. The 1x2s, there's only 2 of them. So we have what looks like a tree in a snowfield with a mountain in the background, and then a nice looking sunset here in the other one. For the 2x2s, we have what looks like to be like a lighthouse in the night. We have forests and mountains. We have what looks like a birch forest, another mountainscape, a forestscape. I'm actually not too sure what this one looks like, but it's nice. It's like a pink sunset, and then we have the 2x4s here, what looks like a very wide-looking panorama of a mountainscape. Very, very nice. And then these are the 3x4s, so there's 2 of these. A beach here. We have also another mountainscape here as well, with a river running through the middle. Onto the largest ones, which are the 4x4s. This is like a mill, a water mill, with a forest in the background. Very, very nice looking texture, and another mountainscape with a lake in the middle. And we have a stone bridge going over a lake or a river, sorry, in the middle of another birch forest. So yeah, very, very nice paintings. I really like these a lot. And as I said, he has changed all of them to be completely different from vanilla. On from paintings, we have a few more decorative blocks, and then we'll get onto some of the redstone blocks which have changed. So we have scaffolding here, which has been given a sprucier texture, rather from the lighter texture it has in vanilla. And lanterns as well. Just I think I've had a few changes with the iron around the sides. And then on to pistons and a few other redstone components. Pistons have been given a darker iron nails or whatever these are meant to be around the sides, and they've also been given that on the front as well. Sticky pistons, the same goes for the sticky pistons, just a different iron texture. And then TNT has actually been made to look like a crate filled with dynamite, which I think looks really, really nice. So you can see the box texture here filled with the sticks of dynamite, which I really, really like. Levers, here we go, have been changed as well, just to look a little bit more stony. And then also here we have the redstone torch, which has actually been renamed the candle. So I think you could probably use this as a candle if you're doing any builds, medieval sort of builds. And if I get, let's just go for oak logs. If you place it on the side of a block, it will jut out like so. You can see it's connected. So that looks really, really cool actually. You definitely find some good uses for that. So that's the redstone torch, or the candle as it's called. And then on from that, we have the trapped chest, which has been given a darker, sprucier texture. Same UI as the default chest. And then over here we have the redstone repeater and comparator. This is the comparator with its light on. So again, just a simple change. Over here is the iron stuff. So as I said, the iron blocks are a lot darker. And these do have variants. I'll try and see if I can get you one. Oh, I can't find it. Oh well. There is a rusted look of it. A rusted variant. Oh yeah, here we go. Like this. So you can see parts of specks of rust across the iron, which looks really, really cool. Iron trapdoor, and we have the weighted chest, weighted pressure plate as well. And of course, iron golems have naturally changed. I like that it's got the green eyes. Actually, I think that looks quite cool. So yeah, he's fully black like the rest of the iron blocks. on from iron golems and iron stuffs, we have rails, which I think have changed a little bit, not too much though, with maybe a darker wooden beam. And then we also have a different minecart texture, and of course here's the TNT, the retextured TNT in a minecart as well, and the retextured minecart here. Finally, we move on to plants. So the plants have changed a little bit, especially pumpkins and melons. So we'll give them a go here. So here is the default, the first stage of the pumpkin seeds. So they look like little growths here in the ground. And if we bone meal them once, we're going to see that they grow to look like actual pumpkin plants instead of just weird sprouts coming out the ground. If we put all these to max, we're going to see that these they get quite big quite quickly, so you might want to space these out if you're going to be including these in a build. But other than that, it's the same with the melon seeds. So you see a greener, lighter texture here for the sproutling, and if we bone meal up all this to max, you're going to see that it'll be the same as, oh, that's went and spawn one there, and when it does spawn a pumpkin or a melon, it's going to connect to the ground like that. So yeah, very interesting actually, I do quite like it. How they've textured the plants. And finally we have wheat. So wheat seeds are a little bit different. So if we try and go through the different stages of growth here, we have the first stage and then the second stage, like so. So yeah, I can't really get them exact, but I think you saw there the second stage was there. Yeah, there we go. You get the first, second and third stages here, which looks very, very nice. And yeah, that's about it. I think I've covered everything. So this is the JermsyBoy's Vanilla Edits pack. This is a smaller variant of the A Little Taste of Germ pack, which adds a whole other plethora of stuff. But this is just for if you want to change a couple things with vanilla, then this pack is definitely for you. I highly recommend it if you're into building, especially medieval building, because this is kind of centered around that. With these overlays, they just look amazing. Perfect for building. Anywhere really, if you're doing any sort of genre of building, but especially medieval. So yeah, that's going to do it for the pack review. So yeah, this is probably my favourite pack actually. Really, really good quality, and huge well done to JermsyBoy for making this, because it is just a brilliant pack. But with that all out of the way, thank you very much for watching through the whole thing, and I will see you all later. Have a great day.